Good morning. It is currently 3:40. Why am I up so early? I am now at Haleakala Summit. I am so tired and cold. The end. You can see the stars from the hostel, but then it's like even clearer up here, and also it was so cool on the drive. As scary as it was really cool to see that, like, to drive almost like above the moon.
Lazy Sunday mornings, hiding under covers. I don't mind staying in with you. Play your favorite movie, laying right beside me. I don't mind when it's just us two. That corner coffee shop we like to go. Late night walks with you to take me home. With you I never...
I'm so cold. I need to use the bathroom and I'm so cold. It was amazing though.
Make me glad to call you mine, and you have got my head in the clouds. Oh,
1, 2, 3. All that I need is your body next to me on rainy days. Just need your company, don't need too much. Just your simple love and it's everything.
This trail is supposed to be super short, like 30 minutes. So probably walk it, nap in the car for a little bit, go down to Kula, and then get breakfast. I don't even know what I said this morning because I was just so tired. I stayed at the Piece of Maui, and they call themselves a bed and breakfast. It's quite nice. Like, the facilities are really good. I'll do a roundup of all the places that I stayed at during this trip. The stars were amazing. You can see so many stars. No Milky Way. And then, oh my god, the sunrise. It was really, really nice. Would highly recommend it. For the sunrise at Haleakala, you need a reservation. And the reservations open up 60 days prior to the date where you want to go. If you're able to snag a reservation, definitely worth coming. If not, sunset is still very beautiful. Like I mentioned yesterday though, if you are doing sunset, I would actually opt for one of the lookout points at, like, I think I was trying to look out for it today on my drive up. It's like mile 15, 16. There's a few lookout points that face towards the west. And so if you are coming for sunset, you might want to stay there instead, because if you go all the way up to the summit, the observatory does block your view, and then the other lookout points are facing the opposite direction. Rosemary Trail is not bad. It's like a good nature walk, if anything. It's a little bit confusing because there aren't a lot of signage, but the trail is pretty obvious in a way, I guess. So there's that at least. I like how there's a forest area as well as uncovered, because it's a nice swamp. Oh, I see cars in my back already. Okay. I ended up taking an hour nap in the car at Hosmuth Road, and I do not regret it at all, because that drive is that point is basically the end of the drive in the national park, and then there's still a lot of downhill and like back and forth leaving after you get out of the park till you get to Kula, but it's a much easier drive in a way because it's guarded by a rail. The thing about the Haleakala National Park like drive that makes it so scary for me is, one, I'm scared of heights, and two, there's no guardrail, so when you're on the outside you literally just like are looking over a cliff, and it's like really scary to me. But so props to everyone who drives that, and props to people who drive and do stuff all the time. I never really appreciated that until this trip. So I'm so glad I took that break and then like re-energized a little bit before I drove the rest of the way down. And now I'm at Kula Lodge for breakfast. It is a little bit pricier, but it's a really nice view, and after this I think I'm still going to try to go to Waihe'e Ridge Trail, but maybe not do the whole thing and just like walk around as much as I can until I get tired, and then come back and then go to the hostel to check in. Tell me again why I decided to do this. Oh my god. That first incline was crazy. Okay, after that initial incline though, it actually hasn't been that bad. The incline has been pretty gradual since. So that's good. Because we all know I can't do inclines. Nope. It's okay. I'm by myself, so I can take my time. Just a note for those of you who are watching this to get an idea of what the trail is like and how to get here. The entrance is kind of inconspicuous, so when you turn left off of the main road, you hit the secondary parking lot first, and then you have to drive a little bit ways up to get to the main parking lot. When I got here at noon, there were no parking spots open. There were 2 other cars in front of me waiting, but there were a lot of people coming down, so I just ended up waiting until one of them left. It wasn't that long, it was like less than 10 minutes before I got a spot. Wow, okay. Can you imagine if it wasn't that cloudy? I'm gonna climb to there, and regardless if that's the end or not, I'm coming back down because I'm tired. I lied, I kept going. Why? Because once I got to the top, it ended up becoming flat. Oh no, never mind. I'm gonna head back now. Okay, so it started becoming flat, so I kept on walking. But this is the scene that I'm seeing. What? No, thank you. I'm going back down now. That was fun. I can see how it would be really cool to see the ridges over there, but I'm done. I rewarded myself with some peaches once I got to the top. Is it the best hiking snack? I don't know. It's definitely not the easiest to eat, but it is what it is. That was fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, I have to go back down all the stairs again. Oh my god. I'm at my hostel. I just showered. Feels nice to be clean. I don't think I'm going to go anywhere today, even though it's only like 4 o'clock, but yeah, the hostel I'm staying at, every day of the week they have something planned for like bonding and stuff like that. today's is a barbecue dinner. I might sign up for it. I don't know if it's too late to sign up for it, honestly. I'll have to go check. And then tomorrow is technically the road to Hana. I think I'm gonna stop vlogging now because the rest of the night I'm just gonna try to figure out my luggage situation because everything's everywhere and I somehow went from 2 bags to 4, so nah. I'm cleaning out my stuff. Here's all of my hot hand packs that I brought with me to Haleakala. They're still warm, which is crazy. Would highly recommend. Good morning! I'm at the Hoapili Trail, or the King's Highway. Today, I was supposed to do Road to Hana with the hostel, but unfortunately, they are completely booked. So I had to make some backup plans, and I decided it's not going to be the best planned day. I will be completely honest in terms of logistics, because the places that I want to go to are kind of all over the island, and the route that I'm taking is not optimum as well. A few other things I wanted to do on my list was the Iao Valley State Park, which actually is really close to where I'm staying at hostel. But I also wanted to go to McKenna Beach for the sunset today. So I don't know, it's gonna be all over the place. I also wanted to go to Leoda's because I didn't get to. So again, all over the place today. This Hoapili Trail is all the way on the south side past McKenna Beach, and the road to get here actually was kind of rocky. After you pass McKenna Beach, it actually turns into this like 1-lane semi-paved road, and you have to yield to oncoming traffic. I'm really sorry if the sound quality is really bad because I'm literally next to the water. So the road conditions is not ideal, but it is doable. This trail is mostly like lava remains, so it's more gravelly, rocky. Make sure you wear closed-toe shoes. It is windy because it is by the coastline, but so far it's pretty cool. To be a swing. Oh, so windy. So what's really cool about the King's Highway is that it actually was built 500 years ago for trade, and it actually spanned 138 miles across the island. However, because of forestation and just like natural destruction, there's only a few segments of it that are actually intact, and this is one of those segments. But it's a little bit of Maui history that you don't really get to hear about and learn about, so that's pretty cool. It is definitely a trail that I would recommend people do in the morning time because, as you can see, it's completely uncovered. So the sun will be beating down on you like crazy. There's a shorter trail from back when we diverged off at that little stone wall thing. If you keep on going straight, it leads you to somewhere else that's like a shorter walk. And I think a lot of people go there instead because it's more views over there as opposed to just lava. Trying not to twist my ankle. These rocks are no joke, guys. So that took a total of like 2 hours and 40 minutes to go there and back. I think if you have the time and you want to see a different kind of scenery, it is worth coming out here. I don't know if it's completely worth it to do all of Kings Highway. Even just halfway, just like going halfway along the coastline is pretty nice. Make sure you sunscreen and wear nice supportive shoes. Finished eating at Leoda's. Originally I was gonna try to go to Iao Valley, but then it's currently 3. Sunsets at like 5:30, 5:30. I don't know if I have enough time to go. I also low-key want to nap. I'm getting tired, so I think I might just try to find a beach to chill at. I think the biggest thing so far this trip is I realized I'm not a very, and you probably have noticed this before I realized this, is that I'm not a very big like go type of traveler. Like, as much as I would love to do all the things that I plan and set out to do, I am physically not able to most of the time because I get tired really easily. And once I get tired, my body starts shutting down, and then it just kind of like snowballs, and then I like basically can't function. Like what happened during the snorkel tour, like I think my body was still exhausted from lack of sleep and bad quality of sleep, that I got seasick more easily, and it like took a real toll on my body. And like, even though I tried to relax the next few days to recover my body, I still did a lot of stuff that was quite draining. So I honestly don't feel like my body is back to 100%. I do want to make the most of my time here, but I also want to be mindful of what my body is physically capable of doing, and I don't want to push myself, because this is a vacation. Like, as much as I want to show you guys like everything there is to do in Maui, like all the great things, I also want to enjoy my time here. So that is why I am not pushing myself as much to do all of this stuff, and kind of learning to listen to my body and learning to take things as they come, and like being flexible in my plans. So you might have noticed my plans have kind of diverged a little from what I had originally planned in my itinerary when in my other video that I showed. So yeah, this is the reality of vacationing and being on a trip. So anyways, back to the current plan. Find a beach where there's some shade, because sun is blazing hot and Amy doesn't want to get burned. There's not much shade, but it's a cute little beach. And there's not too many people. Granted, it's Monday, but still, you know, there's not that many people, which is nice. I'm excited for the sunset. I think it'll be really, really pretty, as long as the people don't get in the way. Anyways, now I'm just gonna chill, get in the water, sunbathe a little. I just sunscreened, so I'm gonna wait for it to set. If you can tell, I am very shiny. If not, oh well.
no place, no, no. That's not gonna work, so you better cut it off. I knew somehow the silly jokes wouldn't end up like it was supposed to. That's not funny at all. That's not funny at all.
Hi! I am currently at the airport, so I thought I'd give you a quick recap of how I felt about this trip and kind of the breakdowns between all the hostels like I had mentioned throughout my vlog that I would give you. I think this trip was pretty good. I didn't really know what to expect, mostly because I think traveling and the difference between traveling in the US and like other countries, especially in Asia, is being able to adjust my expectations of how much I can actually get out of my money per day. Everything costs so much more in the US. It's like my dollar can only go so far. So then I end up trying to do things that don't require as much money. So I end up doing all these hikes and nature things that I don't typically go for on a daily basis, but because there's really nothing else for me to do to kill time, that is what I end up doing. And another thing about going to Maui, I think that I didn't quite like realize, like whenever I had talked to my friends about going to Maui, like other people who go to Maui, they love it because, you know, it's such a good, relaxing environment. But then solo traveling, I feel like it might be different by the individual, right? But for me, it's almost a little bit hard for me to just relax on the beach for a long period of time. Like if I were with a friend, then I would be able to like draw that time out so much longer because we would just be talking and focusing on that. But me myself, I'm like, I can only nap for maybe like an hour max at the beach. I think as a solo traveler in Maui, it's just a little bit too expensive for my taste. And the activities are fun, but they would be much more enjoyable if I had company. If you are an outdoors person, you might enjoy it a bit more because you get to, you know, fully immerse yourself and like try all these different types of hikes, see all these types of sceneries, which is great. But unfortunately, I don't think I was able to fully maximize on what I enjoyed on, which was like, I really want to snorkel some more. Like if I had the opportunity to like rent some snorkel gear and do it myself, I would, but then in the back of my mind, I'm still scared of like the things that I have, so I wouldn't go snorkeling by myself. Maybe it's the places that I went to, maybe it's the dishes that I had, but I feel like the food was like overpriced for what it was. Not saying that it was bad, but it wasn't worth the money that I was spending on, you know? So that was unfortunate. Cost of living was way higher than I had anticipated for hostels, especially. Like I mentioned, I stayed at 3 different hostels throughout my stay. The first hostel that I stayed at was in Lahaina, and it was called the Tiki Beach Hostel. That was the hostel that I stayed in a dorm room stay because it was the cheapest option in that area. It was, I think, $75 per night. The amenities there were a little bit older. They were all functioning. Of course, there was an AC in the room, which was quite a surprise actually. The beds were like dorm bunk beds. They do offer surfboard and boogie boards rentals. It is 1 block away from the beach and also at the end of the front street in Lahaina, so it's very easy walking distance to all the restaurants and stuff, so that's definitely a good plus. They also offer free parking in their lot, but it's quite a small lot, so I think only like a max of 8 to 10 cars can fit in there. But they also do have a free lot across the street next to the public parking space. Second place that I stayed is Piece of Maui in Paia. Instead of a hostel, I would say it's more of a bed and breakfast. And honestly, it's so quiet there. I think most people go there just for the Haleakala summit, which is what I did, because it was so convenient. There's not a lot of food around there. You do have to drive in order to get to any sort of food places. So I think you have to drive like 10 minutes to get to Foodland or to the downtown area. It's kind of like in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of other ranches. The amenities there were more up to date than Tiki Beach Hostel. I will say the shower and the bathroom were separate, so that even though they were shared, you basically got double usage, which is really great. They also provided free breakfast, but their breakfast was very minimal. They just gave you like a breakfast bar and then like a cup of fruits or something like that. The third place that I stayed at was called North Shore Hostel, or they renamed it to be called House It Hostel. And it is in Wailuku, which is right next to Kahului. This was probably the best hostel that I have stayed at out of the three, mostly because like the amenities were fantastic. Everything was pretty much up to date, clean feeling. The room was really nice. Everything, they had all the amenities. I did stay in a private queen for this hostel, so I did have to pay a little bit more. But what was really, really great about this hostel was that they had planned activities every single day for free. You just had to sign up the day before to participate. Sometimes they did max out. They have a big van that they use to do all of these like free guided tours. But if the seats are maxed out, then you can put your name down as a waitlist or follow them in your own car. So a few of the activities that they offer are like, they do a snorkel tour themselves. I don't exactly know where they go though. And then they do like Road to Hana, which I tried to do, but then unfortunately there were too many people who signed up and I was on the wait list, but there were like no other people wanted to tag along in their own car for me to like hitch a ride with, so I ended up not doing Road to Hana. They also do like barbecues in the backyard, trivia nights. They have these activities available for the guests to do, not only for free but also to like bond with other travelers. So I thought that was a really, really nice touch. And even at the hostels that I stayed at in Korea, none of them really had these like bonding activities. So the only way that I was able to really meet people was during breakfast time. Oh, that was another thing. House It Hostel also offers free pancakes every morning from like 6 a.m. to like 10 a.m. So definitely a bonus. Good breakfast, you know? So yeah, that's the rundown of all the hostels that I stayed at. I will link all of the information for the hostels in the information box below. So definitely check that out. I had a lot of fun. It was definitely an experience to go to Maui by myself. Would I go there again by myself? Probably not. I would be open to going again with friends or family. And then on to the next adventure. So I'll see you next week.